The Haunting of Blackwood Manor. In a remote corner of the countryside, nestled deep within a dense forest, stood the ominous Blackwood Manor. It was a mansion that had long been abandoned, its history shrouded in darkness and mystery. The locals spoke of it in hushed tones, warning all who dared to approach its decaying gates. One gloomy autumn evening, a group of adventurous friends decided to investigate the legends surrounding Blackwood Manor. Sarah, the fearless leader of the group, was determined to uncover the truth behind the rumors that the house was haunted. As they approached the imposing mansion, the air grew colder, and an eerie silence enveloped them. The moon cast long, eerie shadows, making the mansion appear even more foreboding. The front door creaked open as if inviting them inside, and the group cautiously entered. The interior was a labyrinth of decrepit, cobweb-covered rooms filled with faded paintings and decaying furniture. The air was thick with a musty odor that sent shivers down their spines. Suddenly, a cold draft rushed through the hallway, extinguishing their flashlights. Panic set in as they fumbled to relight them. In the dim light, they saw unsettling images in the paintings that adorned the walls. The eyes of the people in the portraits seemed to follow their every move, and ghastly whispers echoed through the halls. They pressed on, determined to unravel the secrets of Blackwood Manor. As they explored deeper into the mansion, they stumbled upon a hidden room in the basement. The room was filled with old journals, each one detailing the tragic and horrifying events that had befallen previous inhabitants of the house. Tales of madness, disappearances, and unexplained deaths filled the pages. Sarah, consumed by her curiosity, began to read aloud from one of the journals. As the words left her lips, an otherworldly presence filled the room. Unseen hands reached out, grabbing at their throats, making it impossible to breathe. The walls of the room seemed to close in on them, and they felt trapped in a malevolent force's grip. Desperate to escape, they stumbled out of the room and raced towards the exit. But the house itself seemed to conspire against them, changing its layout with every turn, leading them deeper into its nightmarish heart. Shadows danced in the corners of their vision, and sinister laughter echoed through the halls. One by one, the friends were separated, each confronting their own terrifying visions and nightmares. Sarah, now completely isolated, found herself in a room filled with mirrors that distorted her reflection into grotesque and horrifying forms. She couldn't distinguish reality from illusion. As the night wore on, the group's sanity began to unravel, and the malevolent presence of Blackwood Manor tightened its grip on their souls. It became clear that the mansion hungered for their fear, their despair, and their very lives. In the end, none of them escaped the clutches of Blackwood Manor. Their fates became yet another chapter in the haunted history of the cursed mansion. As the sun rose, casting its feeble light upon the decaying mansion, the whispers and laughter of its tormented souls echoed through the forest, warning all who dared to approach. Beware the darkness that dwells within Blackwood Manor, for it hungers for your soul. Years passed, and the tale of Blackwood Manor remained a chilling legend in the small town nearby. Despite the warnings and the ominous stories that surrounded it, there were always those who dared to test their bravery. Some came to prove the rumors false, while others sought to unlock the secrets that lay hidden within the haunted mansion's walls. One such group of adventurers was led by a fearless paranormal investigator named Daniel. He had heard countless stories about Blackwood Manor and its malevolent history, and he was determined to uncover the truth. Alongside his team of investigators, equipped with the latest ghost hunting technology, they embarked on their quest. As they approached the decaying mansion, the atmosphere felt dense with foreboding. The forest seemed to whisper warnings, and the wind carried an eerie melody. The investigators entered with cautious determination, ready to document any supernatural activity they encountered. The mansion remained as menacing as ever, its interior still shrouded in darkness. But Daniel and his team were armed with cameras, EVP recorders, and EMF detectors. They moved methodically through the rooms, documenting every creak, shadow, and chilling gust of wind. Yet, for a while, the mansion seemed unusually quiet, almost dormant. As they explored deeper into the house, they discovered the hidden room in the basement, the same room where Sarah and her friends had unleashed the malevolent force years ago. The journals that detailed the tragic history of the house lay scattered across the room, as if waiting to be discovered once more. Daniel, with a sense of curiosity mixed with trepidation, began to read aloud from the journals. As his words filled the air, the room seemed to come alive with a malevolent energy. The walls started to pulse, and the temperature dropped dramatically. The investigator's breath became visible in the frigid air. Whispers, like ghostly echoes, filled the room, and the walls themselves seemed to bleed with spectral images of the past. The malevolent force that had claimed so many lives within Blackwood Manor began to manifest itself. Shadows writhed and contorted, taking on terrifying forms. Daniel's team tried to escape, but the room seemed to have twisted its layout, trapping them inside. Panic set in as the malevolent force toyed with their senses, showing them visions of their deepest fears and regrets. One by one, they succumbed to the psychological torment, losing their grip on reality. As Daniel desperately tried to maintain his composure, he felt an otherworldly presence closing in on him. His voice quivered as he tried to recite an incantation he had researched, hoping to banish the malevolent force. But the entity resisted, its power growing stronger with each word. Just as all hope seemed lost, a faint whisper reached Daniel's ears. A voice from the past, one he recognized as Sarah's. It urged him to resist, to fight against the malevolent force with all his strength. With newfound determination, Daniel focused his will and continued the incantation, his voice unwavering. As he spoke the final words, a blinding burst of light filled the room, forcing the malevolent force to retreat. The walls of the hidden room ceased their pulsing, and the temperature returned to normal. Daniel's team, shaken but alive, rushed to his side, their gratitude immeasurable. They had survived Blackwood Manor, and their investigation had uncovered a fragment of the truth. But the house remained as enigmatic and malevolent as ever, a dark presence lurking in the depths of the forest, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to cross its path. And so, Blackwood Manor continued to stand as a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural, a place where the line between the living and the dead blurred, and where the horrors of the past could never truly be laid to rest. Years passed, and the reputation of Blackwood Manor only grew darker. It became a place that even the bravest souls dared not approach, a symbol of malevolence that cast a long shadow over the forest. It seemed as if the mansion itself had absorbed the pain and suffering of those who had ventured inside, making it an even more formidable force. The stories surrounding Blackwood Manor were now told with hushed tones and fearful glances, as if speaking its name might summon its malevolent presence. But legends, no matter how terrifying, have a way of drawing the curious and the foolish alike. A group of college students, driven by curiosity and a desire for adventure, decided to spend a night at Blackwood Manor. They dismissed the warnings as superstition and believed that they could debunk the tales that had haunted their town for generations. Armed with cameras, voice recorders, and a sense of invincibility, they approached the dreaded mansion. As they stepped inside, the oppressive atmosphere weighed heavily on their shoulders. The air was thick with tension, and the creaking of the floorboards seemed to echo through the corridors like ominous whispers. Unlike previous explorers, this group was determined to confront the malevolent force head-on, believing that technology and skepticism could conquer any supernatural phenomenon. They ventured into the hidden room in the basement, where the journals lay scattered, bearing the tales of the mansion's dark history. Their leader, Emily, began to read from one of the journals, her voice steady and unwavering. Her friends watched with a mix of anticipation and skepticism. As she read, the room reacted with a sudden and violent burst of energy. The temperature plummeted, and the walls pulsed with an eerie glow. The malevolent force that had tormented countless souls over the years began to materialize. Shadows twisted and writhed, taking on grotesque forms, and the room seemed to come alive with malevolence. The college students, initially convinced that they could handle whatever they encountered, were quickly overwhelmed. Panic and fear took hold as the malevolent force played with their perceptions, showing them nightmarish visions and exploiting their deepest anxieties. But as the malevolent force closed in, Emily remembered the stories she had heard from her grandmother, a tale about the one who could break the curse. She had thought it was just a folk tale, but in this moment of desperation, she recited the words her grandmother had taught her, a chant of protection passed down through generations. The chant seemed to echo in the room, and a brilliant, blinding light filled the space, driving the malevolent force back. The walls stopped pulsing, and the temperature returned to normal. The college students, shaken but alive, huddled together, their skepticism shattered by the undeniable reality of what they had witnessed. They had survived Blackwood Manor, but they had also discovered a deeper truth. The mansion was not merely haunted. It was cursed by an ancient, malevolent force that fed on the fear and despair of those who dared to enter. Emily, now the reluctant guardian of her family's secret, knew that they had only scratched the surface of the mansion's mysteries. As they made their way back into the moonlit forest, they couldn't help but feel that they had become part of the ongoing legend of Blackwood Manor. The malevolent force still lingered, biding its time until the next group of adventurers crossed its path, ensuring that the horrors of the mansion would continue to haunt those who dared to seek its secrets. Years passed once more, and the tale of Blackwood Manor endured, spreading its chilling tendrils far and wide, transcending generations. The mansion became a dark beacon, attracting the curious and the thrill-seekers, who believed they could conquer its malevolence. But legends have a way of perpetuating themselves, ensnaring those who dare to venture close. Among the many who heard the tales was a seasoned paranormal investigator named Professor Eleanor Hartley. With a career steeped in the study of the supernatural, she had heard whispers of Blackwood Manor for years. Unlike those before her, she approached the mansion not out of curiosity or skepticism, but out of a deep desire to understand the source of its malevolent power. Professor Hartley assembled a team of experts in various fields: parapsychologists, historians, and occultists, to accompany her on this dangerous expedition. Armed with cutting-edge equipment and an unwavering determination, they set out to investigate Blackwood Manor once and for all. As they entered the mansion, the air hung heavy with dread, but their resolve was unshaken. The darkness that had consumed so many did not intimidate them. Rather, it fueled their determination to uncover the truth. They meticulously explored each room, documenting every anomaly and phenomenon they encountered. Their investigation led them to the hidden room in the basement, where the journals of past victims lay scattered. Professor Hartley, a scholar of ancient languages and forgotten rituals, carefully deciphered the cryptic writings. She believed that within those pages, there might be clues to break the curse that bound the mansion. As she read aloud from the journals, the room stirred with an ominous energy. The walls pulsed, and the temperature plummeted. The malevolent force, recognizing a new challenge, began to manifest itself. Shadows contorted and writhed, but the investigators stood their ground. Drawing from their collective knowledge, they recited protective incantations, creating a barrier against the malevolent force. The room shook with a supernatural battle between the ancient darkness and their determination to understand it. Hours passed, and the struggle raged on. The investigators refused to yield, each drawing upon their expertise to fortify their defenses. Finally, with a resounding burst of energy, the malevolent force was repelled. The room fell silent, the walls ceased to pulse, and the temperature returned to normal. Professor Hartley and her team had achieved what so many had failed to do before. They had confronted the malevolent force and, for a time, banished it from the hidden room. But the curse that bound Blackwood Manor ran deep, and they knew their work was far from over. As they left the mansion and returned to the moonlit forest, they carried with them the knowledge that they had made a significant step toward unraveling the mysteries of Blackwood Manor. The mansion, now temporarily subdued, waited in the shadows for the next brave soul to dare to challenge its malevolent power. The legend of Blackwood Manor would continue to haunt the world, but perhaps, with time and dedication, it could one day be stripped of its darkness, allowing the tortured souls trapped within to find peace at last. Years turned into decades, and the world moved forward, but Blackwood Manor remained a haunting enigma at the heart of the forest. Its legend transcended generations, as did the cautionary tales of those who ventured too close. By now, The mansion was cloaked in an aura of foreboding that few dared to challenge. Yet, the inexorable march of time brought new souls to its doorstep. Among the curious was a brilliant and unconventional scientist named Dr. Victor Stirling. His field of expertise lay in quantum physics and the nature of consciousness itself. Driven by a relentless curiosity and an unshakable belief that science could unveil the mysteries of even the most supernatural phenomena, he embarked on a journey to Blackwood Manor. Gathering a team of physicists, neuroscientists, and engineers, Dr. Stirling intended to approach Blackwood Manor not as a paranormal investigator but as a man of science. Armed with advanced equipment and groundbreaking theories, they aimed to decipher the very essence of the malevolent force that bound the mansion. As they entered the mansion, the air was charged with an eerie stillness. The decay and dread that clung to Blackwood Manor were palpable, yet Dr. Stirling and his team pushed forward, unwavering in their quest to unravel its secrets. They set up an array of instruments to measure electromagnetic fields, brainwave activity, and quantum fluctuations. Their investigation led them once again to the hidden room in the basement, where the journals lay, remnants of past torment. Dr. Stirling approached them, driven by a belief that the key to understanding the malevolent force might lie within the writings of those who had suffered before. As he began to read aloud from the journals, the room quivered with anticipation. The walls pulsed in response, and the temperature fluctuated wildly. The malevolent force, sensing a different kind of challenge, manifested in a form that seemed to defy the laws of nature. The scientists, undeterred by the spectral manifestation, began to apply their knowledge. They postulated theories about the convergence of quantum fields and consciousness, attempting to explain the mansion's malevolent power through the lens of science. The room became a battleground of ideas, an arena where scientific principles clashed with supernatural forces. Hours stretched into days as the struggle between science and malevolence raged on. Dr. Stirling and his team employed everything from quantum wave manipulators to cutting-edge neural interface technology. Slowly but surely, they began to unravel the intricate web of energy that fueled the mansion's curse. In a climactic moment, Dr. Stirling executed a daring experiment that merged his scientific knowledge with an understanding of the mansion's dark history. The malevolent force, weakened by the relentless onslaught of inquiry and discovery, began to retreat. It receded, seemingly defeated, leaving the hidden room in a state of eerie calm. Dr. Stirling and his team emerged from Blackwood Manor victorious in their scientific endeavor, armed with data that hinted at the underlying mechanisms of the malevolent force. They knew that they had opened the door to a new understanding of the supernatural, one that blurred the boundaries between science and the unexplained. As they left the mansion and returned to the moonlit forest, they carried with them the knowledge that they had challenged the very essence of Blackwood Manor's curse. The mansion, momentarily subdued by the power of human inquiry, waited in the shadows, a puzzle yet to be fully solved. The legend of Blackwood Manor endured, but perhaps, with the relentless pursuit of science, it could one day be demystified, allowing the souls trapped within to find solace and the mansion itself to relinquish its malevolent grip on the world. Ladies and gentlemen, brave souls who have ventured into the darkness with us, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude for joining us on this chilling journey into the depths of Blackwood Manor. Your willingness to watch this tale unfold, filled with mystery, malevolence, and the relentless pursuit of the unknown, has been a true testament to your curiosity and courage. We hope that you found yourself drawn into the enigma of Blackwood Manor, a place where the line between the living and the supernatural blurs, and where the boundaries of science and the unexplained converge. The legends surrounding Blackwood Manor are as enduring as they are haunting, and your presence here has added to the ongoing lore of this dreaded mansion. We thank you for watching, and we hope that you'll carry the tales of Blackwood Manor with you, sharing them with fellow adventurers, thrill seekers, and those who dare to tread where shadows and mysteries intertwine. Until we meet again in the realm of the unknown, may your nights be filled with curiosity and your dreams, or perhaps, your nightmares, be tinged with the echoes of Blackwood Manor. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe button to listen more amazing videos like this, and if you really like the video, share it with your friends so they also watch this video and enjoy it.